Okay, in question 1, they're asking us to find the equation of the line that has a slope of negative 3/4 and passes through the point 1, 2. Looking ahead, I see they're giving us choices that are in standard form. So I know I need to change to standard form in order to select the right choice. So let's first go through and we'll write the problem in the easiest form, which is, you all know, is point slope form. So I'm going to have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 as my foundation. So plugging in the y1 of 2, so far I get y minus 2 equals, they told me the slope is negative 3/4, and then the point, the x, is a positive 1. So that's my foundational equation. Now I'm going to need to manipulate this so that I can identify which of the equations above match it. Alright, so now we're going to rearrange this equation because I want to get it in standard form. So the left side, I want to have it be just y equals initially. So let's do the following. Let's just say y equals, now if I add 2 here, I'm going to add 2 on the other side. And then let's distribute as we go. So I have a minus 3/4 x plus 3/4, because don't forget, you're distributing here and here. Okay, so now what do I want to do? Well, I'd like to add the 2 and the 3/4 together, but wouldn't it be easier if my 2 was an 8/4? So let's do that. Let's make this 2 and 8/4, which is equivalent to 2. Now I have the following. I have y equals 11/4. I've added this term and this term minus 3/4 x. Okay, almost there. What if we multiplied everything by 4 to get rid of the fractions? So if I do that, I end up with 4y equals 11 minus 3x. Okay, so then we're going to go on, and putting it in standard form means I have to take my variable with the x and bring it on the same side as my y, so that gives me 3x plus 4y equals 11. So let's go back and look. Do I have that? Yes, I do, right here for A, and that's your first problem. In question 2, they want you to find the equation of the line that passes through this point. Oops, undo that. This point, and is parallel to this line. So what do you get from the parallel line? Okay, you should be saying that you can get the slope. So if you want to get the slope, I have to write it so that I can get the slope. Do not say the slope is 3. You cannot say that because of the form the line is in. So let's try to get the slope this way. 3x plus 2y minus 5 equals 0. Let's rearrange. 2y equals, okay, I'm going to move the 5 over, so I have 5. Then move the 3x over, minus 3x. Now, you're still not done because you've got to divide by 2. Okay, now that equation is y equals 5/2 minus 3/2 x, and what is your slope? Your slope is the negative 3/2. You want a line that's parallel to this, therefore that's the slope that you need. Okay, so let's build our line. I know what I need for my line, so I'll box this off first, is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So far, they gave me this point, so be very careful to put it in your y1. it's going to be minus 2. So that's going to be y plus 2 equals, here's your slope right here, negative 3/2, and then x, again be careful, minus a minus 3 is plus 3. Done. That is the equation you want to give back. Okay, in this equation, or in this question, it says find an equation in point-slope form, that's our favorite form, for the line that passes through this point, and now, careful, careful, perpendicular to this line. Okay, so we're going to get the slope from this line, but it's going to be the negative reciprocal of whatever slope I get when I rearrange the line 2x plus 3y equals 6. So let's rearrange. So we start out with what they gave us. Rearranging, move your x. Your 6 is already over there. Okay, divide by 3 and write it nicer. Y equals negative 2/3 x minus 6 over 3 is just 2. Okay, so here is the slope of this line, but I need the perpendicular slope, so I've got to do two things to that. I need to flip it. Flipping it gives me negative 3/2, and then I'm going to change the sign. So initially I had negative when I flipped it, and then changed the sign, and now I have positive 3/2. That is the slope I'm going to work with. Now in point slope form, again, our favorite form of a line. Okay, so your y1 is 4. Y minus 4 equals, your slope that we need is 3/2, and then very carefully, x minus a minus 1 gives me x plus 1. Done. And that ends the lines parallel, perpendicular, and writing lines in different forms sections. So just a quick sidebar. Here are your three forms of a line. Y equals mx plus b, that's slope-intercept form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, that is your point-slope form, and ax plus by equals c, and that's your standard form. Remember, standard form just means you have all the variables on the same side.